Hey everyone, Miss White here, and today we're going to do a Grammar Gremlins lesson on whose versus whose. You guys know whose, but I bet most of you guys have seen this and you're like, wait, what? Remember, if you say something like, whose is this? Or whose cup is that? Or whose backpack is this? That's always this version of whose. But you know what? We'll get to that. I just wanted to let you know that you have heard this many times. You've said it 1,000 times. But you don't always realize that there's two different versions. Okay, so we have two different versions. The first one is whose with the parentheses. What am I saying? With the apostrophe. Clearly I can't talk. And that is simple. And like our other confused words, or homophones, it's who has or who is. So we want to try things like who's seen a gremlin cross the road? Right? Who's seen a gremlin cross the road? That's who is. Who has seen? Who has seen? See it? Who has or who is? Or we might say any gremlin who's less than 5 feet tall has to use stilts. Okay? Who is less than? Okay? Who is or who has? You want to pop those in, try it out. If it makes sense, then you know that it's this version of whose. However, if that doesn't make sense, then we need to know that it's whose, this version, and that's a possessive pronoun. Remember, a pronoun is a word that replaces a noun in the sentence. And a possessive shows ownership. So this is a word that shows ownership. And we might see that with whose problem is it if there is a gremlin in your closet? Okay? Whose problem? See it? Who has seen? Who's seen? Whose problem? Who is problem? Doesn't make sense. Who has problem? Doesn't make sense. So we know that it's whose problem versus who has seen or who is doing something. Okay, let's see if we can figure out the whose versus whose gremlin in this passage. Let's take a look. Gremlins like for you to forget to put your name on your paper. Gremlins like for you to forget to put your name on your paper. I have that happen a lot. It makes your teachers go crazy and have to say, whose is this? So, who's going to do that next? Come on, leave off that name. Okay, let's take a look for some grammar gremlins. And make sure we check previous grammar gremlins as well, because we might see some old hats come join us and we need to make those corrections. So gremlins like for you to forget to put your name, on your paper. It makes your, I think this might be an old one, because it'd be your teachers go crazy and have to say, whose is this? Who is this? What? Who has is this? That doesn't make sense. This must be whose. Whose is this? So, who's going to do that next? Come on, leave off that name. I bet who is going to do this? So it would be who's going to do that. Next, come on, leave off that name. Did we get them all? Think so. Let's move on and let's try this with a few practice questions. Okay, here's some practice questions for you. Let's see what those answers are. Do you know? Is it who is, whose, or whose because somebody owns something? Let's see what you can do. Okay, feel free to pause it if you need more time. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.